Hey guys, this is Steve with Orlando Collector Deviants. Tonight we have the part of the crew of Free Play Florida coming on. We got Mr. Graven Ravenwolf, and we got Mr. Brandon. I'm not even going to pronounce your last name because I'll screw it up.
Just lose the H. It's Specht.
Specht. Okay. I haven't drank enough to get last names right yet.
You haven't drank enough to get German last names right yet.
That's correct.
There ain't enough alcohol for that.
We already got a comment saying "Let's go" from Mike Thompson, who's a very awesome artist. Now, we are here with Free Play Florida because in a couple weeks, in about a week, I should say, we got Free Play Florida for what year is this?
Oh gosh, this is going to be year number 7 for us. Should be 8, but of course, pandemic.
Yeah.
And Brian Jones says, "Whoa, that's a giant head."
Oh gosh, I don't need it at the beginning of the show.
You're probably talking about me since I'm right here in front of everybody with this shiny dome.
Yeah, I tell you what, Graven, you lean in. I'm going to lean back.
There you go.
Whoa.
Now we've been to Free Play Florida before. As you saw, a lot of the pictures were from the intro was from that. Basically, we took most of those.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's
there.
that wonderful photographer that took all those pictures?
Because if you notice, I was actually in a lot more of those pictures than normal.
Yeah, we have some great volunteers for our event. Do some awesome photos.
And Monica Ravenwolf says hello. You notice Monica's only on when I have Brandon on the show.
Yeah, she's got good taste. I've always said that about her. She's got tremendous, impeccable taste.
That she does.
I mean, it might have something to do with Graven too. Just throwing it out there.
That she does.
Now you have awesome lineup this year. You guys want to say a little about who you got coming on?
Yeah, and it's funny because once I go through this list, I'll tell you the list is actually evolving. We added someone new yesterday, and Graven helped us out quite a bit getting those visuals together. But so far, the ones that everybody seems to know, we got someone we're really excited about, and feel free to stop me as I go through this if there's anything I need to talk about. Tim Lapatino. Many people remember him for the book The Art of Atari. Which is a beautiful book. If you've never seen this book, we did buy a couple copies for the event because last time we had them, it sold out. And it does all the different box art and concept art for the classic Atari games. I mean, it's a phenomenal book, and he is somebody who is one of the best when it comes to putting together books. He's one of the people I know who does the best edited books that I've ever seen. Just great job. He did Pac-Man Birth of an Icon this year.
Now is that one going to be there at your?
If you and Graven don't buy them all up, then yes.
Now, who else are you going to have there? I know you're going to have Walter Day because he's always there with you.
Walter, I just talked to him. He's going to be back, of course. We love Walter. He's been there since the first year. So we love having Walter there. We're also going to another favorite that comes from year to year. We adopted him, George Lowe, the voice of Space Ghost, avid pinball enthusiast.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I've actually played pinball with him. So
yeah. A lot of people don't know that.
Play Florida.
A lot of people don't know that, but avid pinball enthusiast. We doubled down on Mortal Kombat, but I'll talk about that in just a minute. We have Tim Kittredge. As I mentioned earlier, Tim Kittredge, the voice of NBA Jam, and as I brought these on tonight, these beautiful Boom Shakalaka drinks. Not going to open them today. I'm going to save them for free play.
Now, where can you pick up those drinks at?
I found it at Pat's Liquor in Sanford. But I had to hunt it down. There was you don't see them very often, and they're very hard to buy online. So, but yeah, Found it locally, and they had 2 cases, so I just bought them. So because I spend my money on crazy
Never
stuff.
seen them before tonight. Good on you.
Then we got our Mortal Kombat guys. Daniel Pesina, second year for Daniel Pesina, the legendary Daniel Pesina. Most people know him as Johnny Cage. He's going to appear as our mall Santa this year. He's going to become dressed as Santa on Sunday, so we're going to have Santa Cage, which is going to be great. And then he brought along Richard DeVizio this year, who is he did Kano from Mortal Kombat. So, and then the one we just added, which I'm super excited, and Graven had a hand in taking care of all this stuff, getting all the visuals all together. Paul Niemeyer, the guy who did all of the artwork for the original Mortal Kombat, this doesn't ever happen. A guest contacted us and said, "Hey, I want to come out to the event." So weird.
That says
never
about
happened.
The event, though.
Oh,
Yeah. We're very fortunate. Outside of the guest, I think I'll probably just I want to make sure everybody knows Free Play Florida is a nonprofit. All of us are volunteers. Nobody makes any money off of this event. All the money that we get goes back into the event. And Graven can vouch for this because he's helped us tremendous this year. You get a lot of. It's very gratifying. Everything I put, all my energy that I put into the event, I kind of get my cup filled back in just by the people I get to work with and all this stuff, and the people I get to meet, and the exciting things that I get to do. I get to do stupid fun things. I'm an adult and I get to do stupid fun things. So it's 100% community driven. It's organic. If we tried to decide what direction we want to go in, the event would probably go in the opposite direction. It's very, very organic, and I can't say enough about the event. I love it.
Now, John came on here. He said, "Hi, guys." And then he asked, "Is it the shoes?"
You want to see the shoes?
It must be. He asked it. John asked, "Is it the shoes?" So
you want to see the shoes? My NBA Jam shoes. I just picked these up for myself so I can get them signed this year.
Those are awesome.
They are, and before anyone asks, they are size 13s. Ridiculous size. They look like clown shoes.
Our daughter wears a size 13 or 14.
I have a 12 and a half that I wear, sometimes 13, depending on the make.
Ooh, I'm bigger than you.
and then let's see. Hold on. Christopher Campbell says, "Hello."
Hey, Chris, how are you, buddy?
Hello.
Chris is one of my good family members. He's from my old. I met him years ago when I did work in customer service, and we were peers together. He's an amazing guy. He's awesome. He popped in to say hi. That's great.
And Paul Jones says Paul Niemeyer also did Professor Pac-Man.
I did not know that. I'm taking I say this. It's funny because one of my main jobs is working with with all the special guests, and I have to deep dive. It's a crash course every time we get a new guest because I wasn't raised in the arcade, so everything's new to me all the time. So I'm always learning who these people are, and then I get to pick them up from the airport, and I'm like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Oh, so John is saying, "Is it the shoes?" is a quote in NBA Jam.
Well, it is the shoes apparently. If they didn't put that on the box, I'm going to be ticked off. Man, if Graven had designed these, they wouldn't have missed this opportunity. How did they miss it?
Brian says he's a damn Bigfoot. And Voice is at the shoes. And we shave him monthly. Okay, so now we're caught up. And now I was gonna ask, I'm gonna change subjects a little bit, but still Free Play Florida. Now, a couple years back, you debuted some pinball machines before they went out to the rest of the world.
Right.
And if I remember, one of them was the Wizard of Oz pinball machine.
That's right.
That can be seen in Ted Lasso season 2.
Yes.
Oh, really? I'm in season 2. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for it.
Because Ted Lasso season 2 you'll first notice it. There's an episode where Coach Beard is playing the pinball machine, and it's the Wizard of Oz. And I'm like, I played that son of a bitch before it got debuted.
Yeah.
And now it's in England. So
That's awesome.
So now he feels special.
I
So
do.
there you go.
I sit there and I tell everybody that. I said, that debuted at Free Play Florida here 2 years ago, and now it's in England.
Yeah. No, we're very lucky because IAPA happens. We always plan our event around IAPA, either right before or right after. So when Stern and Jersey Jack, they come out to IAPA, we're usually able to tag in some of the new games either before or after IAPA and get them out to the event. So people get to try them for the first time. You got to wait in a line. I remember when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, that line was humongous to play that game. But if you want to try the new games, it's worth it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think I had to wait too long to play the pinball, but I love pinball, so it was worth it.
I enjoyed playing the new what was it? The new Turtles game that was the arcade kind of redesign.
Turtle game. That was cool.
2012 series. That was phenomenal to play. I enjoyed that a lot. I haven't seen it since, so hopefully it's around somewhere.
Now, are you guys going to bring out Starfighter again this year?
Did we lose Brandon?
I think we lost Brandon. He quit blinking.
Maybe he should come back in a moment. Hopefully, I as far as the details of Starfighter, I'm not quite sure yet. I would think it's been there a few years in a row. So with the exception of the dark year that no one speaks about. But but I think so. I would think so. It's a popular game from my understanding.
It's another one that I kind of brag about because I love that movie growing up,
too.
and then to actually get to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's so surreal, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Well, and I was talking with a friend this last weekend. It's like, yeah, man, they got this cool game. They got the Starfighter there, and I looked at him. I said, I'd never be recruited because it's hard too.
It's a very hard game. I remember watching it when I was young and just being so enamored with the whole idea of the story, the characters, the nostalgia that I would realize that we'd have later on growing up and understanding what that movie was about. And then I know from my understanding, the creator is working on a series. I believe it's a series in the works right now. So I'm excited to see that too come back.
Cool. Well, Brian Jones says Starfighter was a fan game made by our own Mark Steiner.
That's right. I remember that now. Pardon my memory issues. I remember that now.
Only the cabinet was in the movie. The game never existed outside of home computers. It's still fun. I got my picture next to Starfighter, and I'm one of the few people that know about that movie. It's not a movie that gets a lot of love. You know that.
No, unfortunately it doesn't. And it should get a lot of love because it's still a very strong, movie for that matter.
Look at that. I brought him back. Ooh.
I've been turning off all the internet in my house. I don't know why it's jumpy tonight. I don't know why.
It's okay. We were talking about Starfighter.
And I know I'm seeing Brian pop up in the comments here, Mr. Jones. Brandon, would you like to tell everyone out there who's seeing Brian comment how he's involved with Free Play as well?
Well, he likes to just mock us all the time, pretty much. He's like a heckler. You ever seen, the Muppet Show? And there's Waldorf and there's Statler up in the balcony. Well,
yeah,
he's 50% Waldorf and 100% Statler. That makes 150%. It's a lot. Now, Brian is one of the OG creators of Free Play, and honestly, he's probably, in my opinion, he's one of the driving forces in the arcade community. He's got his hands in just about everything. He knows just about everyone. Really, he's made a lot of the connections to the guests that we have, and he's great because he kind of leads the community in a way that's like, here is how you build a better community. A lot of people, Graven and I talk about this a lot. And I think there's a general, people have a general respect for the idea of community, but not everybody gets what it actually is. A lot of people think, hey, I'm going to do a favor for the community, but not everybody's able to go in, volunteer their time, put in the legwork, care about people in the community to try to build. I mean, like I said, this is blood, sweat, and tears to put this event on. If anything, I spend my own money, but I get to experience probably the greatest community that I've ever been a part of in my 40 years on this earth. So, but Brian was probably one of the leading figures in that community. He's an extraordinary gentleman and a jerk.
Now, Christopher says, Last Starfighter, great movie, which it was. Like I said, very underappreciated. You don't ever see it being replayed anywhere.
Or promoted anywhere, for that matter.
And then Ron says, Alan Dean Foster did a novelization of Last Starfighter and has his own sci-fi novels.
Okay.
I did not know that.
The things you learn.
Didn't know that either.
The things we learn, all because of Free Play Florida.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and alcohol.
And alcohol, yes.
That does help.
I learned me and Graven have the same taste in glasses.
Oh!
You feeling a little left out now?
I am, but actually, Graven, had we thought about it, you know what we should have did?
Oh,
You're already thinking of it.
Oh, yeah.
We should have totally went Burger King Lord of the Ring glasses.
We should have. I have it in the back here behind me.
I could have done the whole interview as Frodo, and you could have done the whole interview as Arwen.
Arwen, yes, Arwen.
Let's see. John Neville said Marvel did a movie adaptation.
Oh, really?
And
Really?
And then Roland says O.C.D. Oh, O.C.D. Yay, baby. And Graven too. Woohoo.
Hey, ask
Hey,
John.
Roland.
Ask John. That was the adaptation. That was in comic book form. Then I'm assuming because John's our comic book guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
John's an everybody guy.
Yeah.
I know John is dying. Can't wait for Free Play Florida.
Yeah. He's an all around nerd. Hey, just speaking on that with the Last Starfighter Marvel thing, you know what I've become fascinated with, and I know Graven will appreciate this. And I assume everyone here is a Jack Kirby fan. I assume.
Yeah.
I've become fascinated with his adaptation of 2001. He did it around the same time the Eternals came out, and I'm just fascinated with it. That's not free. That's not video game related. I'm just.
Oh no. You can geek out about it, man.
It's okay.
I just thought it was cool.
And Graven says Monica says I call him Graven the Gray.
How can you tell? He has no hair.
I mean, he's getting
I'm
more
catching
gray
up
than I
down
am
here.
down here.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Good
up
point.
down here.
And Ron says the crystal skulls of your enemies.
That's a fair point.
And John says, yes, they did a movie and Marvel magazine special. Sorry, they
That's
did
cool.
a comic miniseries and a Marvel movie special magazine.
That's
And
cool.
Paige says, I'm pretty excited for Free Play Florida. Also, alone time. She won't. Now, since Paige and John are both on here, I want to wish them a happy anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
It was just their anniversary, so the best.
She put up with John for a whole nother year.
Brandon and Graven and Brian all give Paige the best anniversary present, which is 3 days away from John.
Exactly.
And let's see. Brian says, Crystal Skull, what's that? No, because you act like him because of the hair.
Not because of the hair. Yeah.
Not because of the hair.
I will be gone for days. Thank you. And Logan's birthday is today.
Happy birthday, Logan.
Yep. Happy birthday, Logan. Logan's a big boy. And thank you all. Haha. And we just lost. Oh, he's back.
I apologize. I don't know what's up with my internet tonight.
It's not drunk enough.
I know. This is a bummer.
And
I hope it
Ron-
pauses on smiles. I hope I'm always smiling when it pauses.
No, last time you were blinking. You were in mid-blink.
Oh,
Ron says Indiana Jones movie.
That's the skull thing.
The skulls, yep. They appear to be drinking from crystal skulls.
Gotta have Indiana Jones on hand.
Imagine that. You have that? Oh, wait.
Yeah, we
Okay.
talked about that. You recently procured that, didn't you?
I think he's talking to you.
Yeah, Brendan.
Oh, I missed it. What'd you say?
I said you procured that recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm weird. Like, I like to collect things that aren't currently going for like a ton of money. So I found this. I found like a bunch of VHS tapes for like $5, or no, it's $3 for 5 of them. So I'm like, hey, look.
I used to have the whole series. When the movie adaptations came out for Marvel, I used to have the whole series of those comics. I gave them to a good friend of mine that was a huge Indiana Jones fan. It's still sealed too over there, isn't it? Yeah.
See, still sealed.
That's awesome.
Get that thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Get it graded.
No, I already licked it. So you can't grade it once you lick it.
I'm telling you, you may have paid like $3 for the thing, but once you grade it, you can get like $300 for it. That's the new thing with the VHS that are still sealed.
Yeah,
and you never know; it could be extra with the DNA.
Yeah, see all of them over there.
Back to the Future, Back to Future 2, Back to Future 3, Back to Future the animated television show.
Mm-hmm. Which showcased in a special 30-minute window with Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. He's a good man.
So Brian says that movie was tough to watch. Indiana Crystal Skulls. The skulls of your enemy comment is common for one of the memes. Nice find about your Indiana Jones. Shrew's VHS tapes are commanding crazy money. I'm telling you. And then he said sealed. And then John's like, nice. But I'm telling you, right now is the get it graded if it's still sealed, and it like 10 times the amount of what you ever think it would be worth. People are going nuts for those.
I try to get ahead of the trend, so I'm doing VHS and Happy Meal boxes right now. As soon as Happy Meal boxes get popular, man, I'm gonna be rolling in it.
Rid of Happy Meals?
Well, if you got the original Happy Meal boxes, they're already popular.
They are.
I got a few.
And John says, big fingers and autocorrect do not match. That's what she said. Okay.
Very good. Very good.
So is there anything at Free Play this time around that's like going to be your showstopper? Like, oh my God, everybody got to come see it?
Well, you guys know we know Thomas Blasco, and every year he does Space Ghost Live. That's always a hit. So that's nothing new. That's just we're continuing it 6th year. We got some great people who are actually running it this year, and it's going to be a phenomenal event. Graven, what else we got? Oh, Graven.
Yes.
Zubazercise.
Zubazercise. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be doing the... Go ahead. Continue.
No, explain the theme for this year. Explain the theme for this year.
The theme, as you could probably tell, is the 80s, of course. That was something that Free Play reached out to me early on a few years back. They were trying to plan and program years out on what they were going to do. And what people don't know about Free Play, that as an artist and a creative, I can say, is that they very much support creators, whether it's indie developers, whether it's anything that has to do with the gaming community. They also outreach their hands to other creatives in the community, local artists, local vendors, local indie developers. They do all that. So Brandon and them were nice enough to reach out to me to kind of design their themed logo. They do this thing where they kind of like theme every event. Every year they try to theme it a certain way. It kind of helps build momentum, give somebody an added nostalgia to the event if you're a fan and you're coming to those shows. And this year was the 80s, and they thought that it was right up my alleys. I don't know why, but apparently they thought that was a good idea. So I was lucky enough to get involved.
So they're saying you're old.
I am very old. I'm very old. Proud of it. Proud to be a child of the 80s. I'll tell you that. But yeah, so we started working with that, and we wanted to be able to kind of add those experiences to the show. So the team really looked inward on their nostalgia and kind of researched as well to find out how can we add moments of that to the floor. And so one of the big things that Brandon was able to work out was sponsorship with Zubaz, right? Which he's got right there, those sexy hot pants.
Yeah, these were a wonder of the '80s, and really with the event, Graven did an awesome logo. We're going back to the mall, so we combined the idea of aerobics because they used to do a lot of like jazzercise at the mall. We combined that idea with Zubas, these wonderful zebra striped pants, to make Zubazercise. So we're going to have some people actually doing some Zubazercise at the event. And Logan, and I should also say that Graven put together an awesome logo for Zubazercise, and we sent it to the company, and they're like, "That's awesome."
They saw it. That's
you
awesome.
Guys are weird.
I did an amalgam of Jazzercise and Zubaz, and made it Zubazercise. And Jazzercise used to have these old adverts in the magazines that said, one hot dance party. And so I just changed it up to one hot dance party.
That's awesome.
It looks great. So,
yeah. We also did a combo. Well, first off, I should say we always do set pieces. So one thing you'll see this year that I'm absolutely in love with, and I had nothing, well, I shouldn't say I had nothing to do with it because it's in my garage right now, but I had a small part in creating someone else's vision, which was we work with Echo Base. Have you guys been to Echo Base Collectibles?
Yeah.
So we work with them every year. We work with Rebel Reprints. They're the ones who they're one of our sponsors. They're a great company. If you ever need stickers made, 100% go to Rebel Reprints. Echo Base Collectibles. You'll spend all your money on toys. Don't go to Echo Base expecting to find any of the McDonald's changeables because Graven already picked them clean. A little furious about that. But it's okay. I will get over it. They were working with them. He has some of the original letters from Toys R Us, and we're doing a whole Toys R Us aesthetic with the rainbow siding and all that stuff. And so cool. Do you guys remember when you bought video games how you used to buy video games at Toys R Us?
Didn't you have to take the ticket up to
They were little
them, and
slips.
They had to go back. They had to go back and get them, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did we lose Brandon again? Let's see.
Yep. And he's like, "Oh,
there he is.
Okay,
there he
is.
is.
Sorry. Do you remember how you did? I missed that. Do you remember buying video games at Toys R Us? The little slips you had to pull out.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
We're doing a memory wall with those slips where you can go up, write your memory up, hang it up on one of those slips. It's gonna be freaking awesome.
That's cool.
And then I worked with some of our team to do Glamour Shack, which is going to be glamour shots put together with Radio Shack. Get your photo taken with some classic retro technology. Because cool. Why not? Because why not? So I don't know if those are showstoppers. I'm pretty excited about it. We always have stupid fun.
Cool.
Just a lot of stupid fun.
No, not you guys.
Yes. The emphasis is on the stupid.
Now, Brian Jones says he's a child of the 60s. And John says he has Packers Zubas. I'm not even going to go there. Shrima6 says hello, which is Kelsey. And he says, yep, Packers are number one. Not really. And let's see, yeah. And pick up the Cabbage Patch Doll too. Now, see, Cabbage Patch Dolls, that's all Trish.
Don't be messing with my Cabbage Patch Dolls.
Really? That's neat.
Yeah. Really? Because Trish will fight you for them.
I don't need Cabbage Patch Doll, but I can live vicariously through other people's collections.
You'd like my collection.
Yep.
I'm a huge...
I always favorite
Garbage Pail
Kids over them.
Garbage Pail Kids are the awesome thing, but they're too expensive now because people went crazy this year.
Yeah,
but you will see Trish going through at conventions and all that, pulling down the underwear to see if it has the signature on the butt, and then she knows it's a real one.
I had no idea it was fake ones. Wow.
Yes, there is. I can usually spot a fake one right away, but I still double check.
Wow. That's crazy.
Ron says he's geeking out on Glamour Tech. Brian says Garbage Pail Kids are manly. Yep, they are.
That's fair. Absolutely fair.
And Ron wants to know, is there retro PC, retro Apple stuff at this event?
Oh my gosh, they bring out a lot of crazy stuff, and you know what? Brian's on here right now, so this is a good time for peer pressure because he has a giant towering PCP that he doesn't want to bring out to the event this year with 8-inch floppy disks. Wouldn't everybody love to see that?
That's wild, yeah.
But no, he says it's too hard to move. But I think with enough peer pressure, we can convince him that it's best for the community that he brings his PCP.
Now, see, speaking of that, I just had to explain to my daughter what the 8-inch floppy drive was. Because we were watching a show about how back in the day there was some secret spy stuff on a floppy disk. And my daughter's thinking it's like the little 3-inch floppy disk. Like, no, it's the big ones that you had to take out and flip over and do all the fancy stuff. And
we had a donation. We had a donation of floppy disks the other day, which is just a weird thing that we get donation of floppy disks. And I was like, Brian, you want these floppy disks? So I had been holding onto a floppy disk for a couple weeks, and I gave them all to him.
And Brian says PDP, thank you.
Oh, I thought we were going to do PCP. No, we're not doing PCP at the event.
And then he says, how about a 2-foot drive or 2-foot hard drive? That's what she said again.
Yeah, it's pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. He definitely should bring it to the event.
5 megabytes of space. You'll never run out.
Wow. Wow.
And there will be lots and lots of Apple computers. And John says he just picked up an Atari 800 XL with floppy disk drive. The guy gave me 2 cases of old new stock of floppy disks.
Wow.
Wow. That's incredible. Yeah, it's weird. Last year, 2020, I turned 40 years old, and that nostalgia drug really kicks in like hardcore. I mean, like I said, I'm now collecting Happy Meal boxes and VHS tapes. So it's the weirdest thing in the world. And I don't know if I can describe it. Like, it's hard to for like the younger generation to understand. It's like, man, this is going to hit you. When it does, it's going to hit you hard.
Yeah, but the younger generations, like nostalgia is like an iPod or an what the hell, the iPad Shuffle or whatever, iPod Shuffle and all that stuff.
The Zune. No.
Yeah, there you go, Zune.
Zune.
I mean, there's already nostalgia for that.
Yeah, there is. There is.
They're not going to have the cool stuff like we have.
They're not going to have the cool stuff like animation that was completely hijacked by product placement and forcing us to buy things.
Ron says, cool, Apple IIe. And Brian says, oh, yeah, Apple IIe for sure. And Brian's up here, show I am all the underoos.
Yeah, he's an alcoholic. I don't know what to tell you. He's drunk.
That's okay.
Well, that's what the show's for.
It.
All now will be into digital. Yeah.
Their nostalgia will be NFTs.
Hey, I own a couple NFTs now.
Yeah, and when they're
free, but I own them.
You know what's more nostalgic than NFTs? PDPs. As in, Brian should bring one out to Free Play Florida, no matter how much work it takes to push the thing into the event hall.
Hell, just my PSP is nostalgic now.
PSP, that's true too. That'd be much easier to move, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I have the original, plus I have the PSP 2, which is the digital. Hey, but I still have my TurboGrafx 16.
Oh man, I got an Atari Lynx right next to me right now.
You got me both beat.
That's horrible. I'm sorry.
I don't have any of that right now.
Did you do the Purge? We all did it. We all did it at one point, the Purge, where we just hey, I should get rid of things.
Was trying to figure out where it all went, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Because I used to have sticky fingers around me a lot, between my brother and other
That's
people.
also totally fair. And you know what? Sometimes we have sticky fingers ourselves. I don't know how I got this game. I just did.
Just showed up there. I don't have an explanation. It wasn't
Not sure how
me,
I got
the
there.
one-armed man.
It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man.
So Brian says Brandon's Underoos collection.
Brian has it right now. It's on loan.
It's a museum
things
collection.
You don't want to hear.
It's a moving exhibit. Brian, it's,
The legend of the traveling Underoos.
Yep.
And then Brandon
Great.
can sit there. Now,
Perfect.
was that stain there when I gave it to you, or is that a new stain?
Can we
Oh.
carbonate that stain?
Yep. It's more like dueling banjos at this point.
It's a wind chime because there's so many holes in it.
It's horrible.
Call it a banjo.
Absolutely horrible.
John says it's sad there are not more Saturday morning cartoons.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It makes me laugh when I think now, like when they talk about like, man, kids are addicted to this and kids are addicted to that. Every Saturday morning I sat in front of a television for like 5 hours.
With a box of cereal, a gallon of milk, and a bowl.
Yeah.
And
That
some-
was Saturday morning.
Somehow
But
I got away
after
with
that-
it.
But after that, then your parents kicked you out. Go
Mhm.
outside.
Right. And you had to go use your imagination outside because that was, at some point the games were not always available for everyone,
Yeah, it's true.
Exactly. But see, you know why you got away with it? Because all the parents
Why?
knew for that period from 5 o'clock in the morning till noon, they got alone time. No kids,
True.
no nothing.
True.
Oh yeah.
That's the only
Sure.
time they allowed the kids watching TV all the time. So they got that alone time.
My
Yeah,
mom
that's
used
true.
that as sleeping in. She knew we would watch TV and not bother her, and she could sleep in.
Uh-huh.
My parents used it to play with their PDP.
I bet they did.
Is that what it was called back then?
How do you think he got here?
It's a PDP. It's an 8-inch floppy. It's not a big deal. No big deal.
8-inch? Wow.
No, it's
No big deal.
2 foot hard drive.
Oh, 2 foot. Okay.
No big deal.
Okay, so Brian says, if I was tall enough, I'd punch you. Now, I'm going to tell you, Trish forgot how tall you were, Brandon, until I
Yeah.
showed that picture of me and you in the intro. And she's like, I always forget how tall he is. I'm like, yeah, he's like tall.
I love how far the conversation got, and like I'm sitting here and I have my list, and I never got to the last guest coming to the event. That was like half hour ago.
Well, hold on. Okay, let's go through the comments, and then we'll go to the last guest.
Okay, I totally forgot.
The last one for special. Ron says,
Okay, good. I like that.
Games on Apple, and ever get Sierra Online folks at the event. That's
Oh my gosh. Talk to Brian. We've been working. I will tell you this. Huge King's Quest fan. I'm a huge King's Quest fan. I couldn't go to arcades when I was younger, but I could play computer games. Huge King's Quest fan. We have been working for years on some of the Sierra people, and Brian and I met somebody in New Jersey about a month ago, and man, hopefully this is the one that gets us to get some of the it's Roberta Williams that we've been trying to get for quite some time, but we're hoping maybe we can pull something off in a future event. That would just make me super happy.
And then one last question from Ron. How about, we got two. How about Aaron Fetcher from Showbiz Pizza Place and his Rock of Fire explosion? He's in Orlando, or was very recently.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that on Shipping Wars. I saw him on Shipping Wars.
Yes, you did.
We had Aaron Fetcher. We had Aaron Fetcher our first year of free play. We had Aaron Fetcher come out to the event and bring out a Billy Bob. But since that's been a while, I think maybe it's time to start thinking about doing it again.
And then Ron says, Ken and Roberta Williams left the industry but have returned with an independent game. Ken
That's
has
right.
a book out as well.
Yeah. We met with
Encyclopedia Ron.
I know Ron is the encyclopedia. If you ever need to know anything,
Ron
you
knows
go
it.
to Ron. Ron is
Ron-
an awesome author and all-around guru of knowledge.
Ron, we met somebody from Ken and Roberta's team who's working on the game with them, I mean, we really made that connection and leaned in, and hopefully we'll be able to. But I mean, those two are enjoying life. They get to sail around the world and do all sorts of cool stuff. So I don't know if conventions are necessarily the thing, but man, if we can get them, that'll be one of my check in a box moments.
Your bucket list moment. Your old
My bucket
list.
list.
You got bucket
Oh my
list
gosh.
now.
Oh my gosh, I didn't expect to live this long, to be quite honest with you.
Steve says
What are
that
you on the
too.
Oregon Trail again? Like what?
Yeah. The
You
free
got
play
the
trail.
silver.
The free play trail. You have to live hard when you're a volunteer for free play. Hey, Graven,
Okay.
we need another digital thing made up. I need it like yesterday. Okay, sure, why not?
Okay, so Brandon, Graven, tell me who the last and greatest guest is that you have. And of course, Brandon just
He just froze.
I blew his mind and he froze.
That's actually a good freeze spot.
It is a good
Makes
free
him look
spot.
intellectual.
Let's see if he comes back here in
And
a
there he
moment.
goes. Okay, so until he comes back,
Yeah.
great Graven, have
Yeah.
you been with Free Play since this began? I know you're at a different aspect of it this year, but have you
Right.
been vending at Free Play since it began?
Unfortunately, I haven't. I haven't been there since it began. I've been in it a couple times previous years. About 2 times we've been there, I believe. But it's still relatively new to me and my wife Monica. We know of the event. We've known of the event for a while, and we've went there as fans to some degree, but not actually being involved as far as the vending or helping
I
out.
saw
So
that.
yeah, you see the ghost behind me popping in and out.
There's a wild Xander back there.
There's a wild Xander in the loose, yeah. But yeah, so I started out with them, a few years ago. Me and Monica had started vending there as artists. They were gracious enough to allow us to come into the event and be able to have a spot there. And it got to know a lot of the community there. Like I said, they very much do support the local art community as well, and they're very selective in regards to that. It's about the games, of course, and that what makes free play. But they also want to be able to kind of add in a little different flair to kind of bring in other individuals to see makers and creators like that there too. So it's been pretty cool. But yeah, so we've been doing that for a little while. I love the event just because of the idea of what it is. I mean, you know this, growing up being able to play in arcades and spend the weekends with your friends playing arcades and being able to have fun and losing tons of money that you saved up from wherever you could find it, to being able to be an adult and kind of feel like you're reliving that again is great. I never had a chance to really play a lot of pinball games when I was younger. I was more playing the arcades. Speaking of like us having Mortal Kombat alum there, that was a big game for me too. Killer Instinct was a big game. The original X-Men game was a big game for me. So, welcome back, buddy.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's up with my internet tonight.
So
I blew your mind with that question. That was,
Dramatic pause.
You just
Dramatic
shut down.
pause.
So no, but I hope that answers your question. But I'll let Brendan pick up the last guest here.
okay, we got Warren. We can't see his last name because there's a big ass finger. There you go, Warren Davis.
Warren Davis, the creator of Qbert, is coming back this year, 3rd year in a row. We don't typically do 3-year guests, but this year we have a really cool sponsor. It is White Castle Restaurants, the national chain. Actually flew him out, got him a hotel room. He's going to do a special White Castle signing because Warren Davis, I'm not sure if you know this, is part of White Castle's Cravers Gamers Hall of Famers.
Ooh.
He ate a lot. He ate a lot of White Castle while creating Qbert.
Well, I think he was doing some other things with all the psychedelic
Possibly,
colors.
absolutely, positively. But I will tell you this: we have a whole box of these that came from White Castle. The only place you're going to be able to get these little cool souvenirs signed will be at Free Play Florida. And then any that are left over, I'm going to take and throw into a landfill with all those copies of E.T.
Hey, you know what? We actually own one of those copies of ET, and my daughter thought it was the coolest thing in the freaking world to get that.
Yeah, for sure. You got to have E.T.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. My daughter got out of a mystery bag, and she was ecstatic because she got one of the copies from
the landfill.
Yeah, I told her smell
awesome.
it because it might have the smell too.
Yeah, definitely tell your kid to smell stuff out of a landfill.
She's 23. She'll be all right.
I appreciate it.
She made it that far.
That's good.
And John says he has to look that up now because what did you call it? White Castle's Gamers Famous what? Who what?
I don't think he heard you.
Okay. Brandon, what was it? White Castle's Gamers eating lots of White Castle Hall of Fame? And there he was.
Are we losing him again?
Let's see. I think I found the Champions
It's,
of Crave.
Yep. Oh, there he is. Hello. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I'm just writing you a note right now. Not loving my internet tonight. Sorry, folks.
Oh, yeah. No. What was that? The White Castle
Hall of
what?
Famer. White
Hall
Castle
of
Hall
Fame
of Famer.
something?
Craver Gamer Hall of Famer Warren Davis.
Okay. So John says he has to look that up. I'm going to look it up afterwards.
Everyone wants to be in the Hall of Fame now.
If you go to White Castle's website,
John wants to know is Harold and Kumar in the Hall of Fame?
We need to find this out. That's your homework, John. Your homework. Find it out. Let us know.
Ooh, I'm not letting John beat me.
I was going to say, if you go to the website,
Yes.
you can see the past year's Cravers Hall of Famers. As you go down, it'll go through all of them and show everybody who's been inducted.
It's right there. All you got to do is tag it or click on the tag, and there you go.
Beat you, John.
Now, I'm going to get back to you here in a second, Graven. I'm going to go over to Brandon.
Sure.
Since I want to know how you got involved with Free Play Florida. If you were never an arcade kid or any of that, how did Free Play Florida come into your life?
I think Graven.
You can do it, Brandon. I believe in you. Interesting. I never knew about that, Brandon. Say more.
It looks like he's taking a shit in that one. It's like,
poor Brandon.
Okay, Graven.
Yeah, buddy.
So
I feel like I'm on Hollywood Squares.
Yeah, we just kicked Brandon off.
Just waiting till we keep coming back.
Okay, so what has been your favorite thing at Free Play Florida so far?
Oh man, the list is crazy. Definitely loved the Starfighter game.
It's not a list is crazy. I want your number one. Oh my God, I got to play this, and I want to play it every year I'm there.
Funny enough, it might sound very generic, but it's such a big love of mine as a kid when it came out, and that was the Turtles arcade game. That was I don't ever get tired of playing it. I know you have it over there. Yeah, I just never get tired of playing that game. Yeah, I love it. I have a top 3. That's my number 1, and then followed by Killer Instinct. I'm a big Killer Instinct fan. I always have been. I loved all the other major fighting games that came out during me growing up, but Killer Instinct to me was revolutionary, and I love that game. But if I had to say number 1, I never get tired of playing it. I could play it, beat it, play it, beat it. Is Turtles. Love it.
Hold on 1 second.
No,
Sorry.
you're fine. No, you're good.
No, that and the Turtles game and the X-Men game were always a go-to. Now, my favorite fighting game, I know it sounds stupid, was Primal Rage. I loved Primal Rage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything that has a fart move as a attack is always grade A. That's S rank right there.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Before we lose Brandon again,
Shut up.
I'll let him continue.
Graven will remember this. So I started doing some events locally in Florida. I did some at Acme Comic Book back in the day with some artists and stuff. And I want to say this first and foremost before I start cracking jokes, is that I love the art community. I absolutely love the art community. If you ever want to test your patience with how to run an event, work with artists. And I don't mean that as an insult to anybody, but like that is the best way to test your patience.
I do not like the art community at all. I mean, no, you never would.
I'm not saying that their personalities are not that they haven't earned it because they do such amazing art. I'm not saying that. But man, oh man, it's a trip working with the art community. But I loved every minute of it. And then while I was doing that, I don't have a technical know-how, but I'm pretty decent at talking to people. And so and Free Play's a lot of techie guys, and they reached out to me and said, "Hey, you seem to be very good at this part of it. Would you want to come in and work with us and that type of thing?" And so I did, and it's been probably the coolest 7-8 years of my life, just working with this community. And like I said, I mean, I think there's positives to not having grown up with it because like everything's new to me. I get to work right there with the Angry Video Game Nerd. I work alongside of him as a guest. I work right there with the Mortal Kombat guys. I work right there with David Crane and Gary Kitchen, these guys who created these phenomenal games for the Atari. And I don't have I don't get as crazy as a lot of people do because it's like I didn't know who they were. But I have an admiration and respect. Same thing as we were talking about with Trish before and the Cabbage Patch Dolls. It's like I just respect. I love that people are so passionate about things, and I think that's kind of what helped bring me into the community. And then in addition, there I just have a stellar, just a really talented, intelligent wife. Who is on the Bite Amusement board. And Grave and I have this in common. We both have wives that are far more intelligent than us and far more,
Steve. Just saying.
That's true.
Say,
that's true.
He didn't put me into that. So
that's true. That's true. Well,
we'll be having a conversation later.
I didn't want to throw Steve under the bus on that one, but I kind of had a strong inkling that was the case.
You'd be the first one that didn't want to throw me under the bus. So I appreciate that.
I was gonna pick on you tonight, but Brian jumped in the chat, so I thought that would be a lot more fun just to mess with him all night. So. But yeah, I mean, I'm very fortunate for all the opportunities that we've had, and and not only that, I pointed out like all the crazy cool things people I've been able to work with. But honestly, the day-to-day stuff, I talk to Graven just about every day now, and we work on stuff, and like I have but I have a lot of cool people back and forth, like and you know what, it's hard. I think we all know this with like work. Sometimes it's hard to get motivated because there's so many people who are they drain you, right? But there's a lot of people who I get to work with who are very passionate, and it kind of drives me as well.
Gives you motivation.
I work by myself, so I don't know that feeling.
You got Trish. You got Trish.
No, I don't work with her.
Oh,
well,
God,
I mean,
no.
Don't you text each other?
Married.
So you're gonna tell me she's very draining? I will agree on that.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant she fills your cup. She fills your cup.
I'm draining.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And she fills my cup. I sit there and I dump it out because it might have a little poison in it. No.
He is on my life insurance.
And there goes Brandon again. At least we got a smile on.
You got him smiling this time.
He's going to have a good turn talking to that cable company.
That's the best part.
I mean, I got to admit, I had a guy sitting out in the shed last weekend in bum F Georgia that we never lost him.
No. And we thought we were. He was afraid he was going to get lost.
Yeah,
The
we might
question
have
is,
a little
is he-
lag and everything, but
Yeah.
Brandon
The
just-
question is he hardlined or is he
Kicked
doing
off.
Wi-Fi?
I don't know. I'm doing Wi-Fi and I got a crappy computer.
I'm doing
We
Wi-Fi.
learned
as
that
well.
my computer, for some reason, does not like Wi-Fi. My laptop,
Mhm.
and it's like, well, you suck. So, but I can't afford a new one. So, anyone,
understand.
Christmas is coming. You know. Okay, Graven. So let's talk about your role with Free Play Florida.
Okay.
What is your role in Free Play Florida besides having to listen to Brandon every day?
Well, like I said earlier,
That time I
Brandon
kicked you off.
See, this is what happens when you try to talk nice about Trish. The
Just kicks
internet
me right
god
out.
says,
Yeah.
boom, you're gone.
I don't rag Brandon at all, but I'm just gonna say maybe Santa Cage can bring you a better internet feed. later.
Oh my gosh! Well, it's this is crazy. It's like driving on the highway in I-4, like in Florida. Like a little rain and everybody else stops. We had a downpour in Sanford tonight, and it's like little rain, and all of a sudden your internet's like crap. I'm like, no way. It drives me nuts. I should have just stayed at work and I should have just did this from work.
Yep.
Free Play Florida. Trish kicked me off that time.
Yep, that was me. That was me.
Are you
Well,
doing
that's 'cause
wireless or are you hardlined?
Oh no, I don't have a hard line at our house, unfortunately.
That's why you.
Yeah.
That's what his wife said too.
That's true. She's always complaining about my PDP.
Bring it back around
It's
to
not 8
PDP.
inches.
It's not 2 foot hard drive.
It's not. No, it's an 8-inch floppy, unfortunately.
Okay, Graven, let's go back to the question because
No
Brandon's
problem,
going to
no
go
problem.
off the air here in a minute. So,
You're good.
your role in Free Play Florida.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I was graciously brought on to help develop the themed logo this year in regards to the show. And then that continued to kind of move forward in regards to kind of working with them from the design standpoint. And they were, I was very honored and gracious enough to, be asked to come on board and help them out with kind of designing the feel around the logo for anything else they needed for the event. So I started lending my hands in regards to the adverts for the guest, the graphic design needs that they need, the merchandise design needs as well if needed, which I'm also supported by Miss Ashley. If you haven't met her yet, Ashley Hallenbeck is great. She's working with the team also this year. She has last year as well, I believe, Brendan. She's been with the team for a little while now.
She was a driving force during the pop-up pandemic year. Just making sure we were out in the community and we had merchandise and all this stuff. I mean, without her, we would not have had a success. It would have been very hard on the community last year. She's a savior.
She picked it up and ran with it, and she's a great designer, a great merchandiser as far as laying that all out and designing as well. So, we've worked together on some amazing things for the show. We feel, given what we've worked with this year through the pandemic and trying to bring this experience to people. So, that's basically what I've been doing. I've been basically creating and designing, from merch to design needs for the company, as well as giving input wherever it may be needed in regards to any expertise I can bring to the table. And that's kind of what I've been doing. And it went from me being it's like Brendan said earlier, people taking notice of what he was, his strengths were and how he could help the community and offering that opportunity. It kind of went from there. I mean, me and Monica have been doing conventions for over 15 years of all types, different types of events, and from small to medium to large. And so we've always been, that type of side of it. And, going from being an artist in that community and being with Free Play and then being able to come out and be offered an opportunity to help on the side of Free Play to help move an event forward is really fun. It's been really a great experience, and I appreciate everybody I've been able to work with. Everyone's phenomenal. People do not know, you guys know because you have your own event that you're putting on with Olo, and you've been on both sides as well. but people really don't know how much it takes to put any event on.
Oh my gosh.
Everyone gets very jaded, and they like to look through these these rose-colored glasses, so to speak. On, oh, I know better because I'm outside of it. But when you're inside of the machine, working on teams, and especially if you're working an event that's nonprofit like Free Play, where you have a lot of volunteers involved and people that are passionate about the product and giving the best experience to the community, it's a whole different thing. So I think that gets lost a lot with the events period, especially given the fact of what's happened with this pandemic, previously, and how it's still blending into what we're dealing with. We're very lucky to have an event, anybody to have an event right now. So I think that's something everyone should definitely take in consideration. Again, I appreciate being involved. So I hope that answers that question for you. Long-winded Graven there. There you go.
Now Ron says, in the voice of yogurt, merchandising. Now this Free Play Florida lunchbox or Free Play Florida the flamethrower, I would buy those.
Yeah, that's a good note, Brandon.
More of the flamethrower than the lunchbox, but
I like it. I'm a huge fan of Spaceballs. I like it. The flamethrower. I like it.
Brandon, before we lose you again.
I know. It's a test. It's a test of patience, isn't it? It's good. It'll get us ready for it. This is the ultimate test for event coordinators is patience.
Well, I'm sitting there thinking I need to quit asking Brandon questions, because every time I ask Brandon a question, it like stumps him and it just like kicks him off the internet.
I'm telling you.
Are we talking about that again? Brilliant. You can't ask for better comedy.
Right?
I love you, Brandon.
I swear I thought he was doing it on purpose.
No, and the face is good. You had a good face there too, Brandon, bro. Good one.
That was awesome.
We're not gonna ask Brandon any more questions.
It's actually quite peculiar that keeps happening.
it's very
I wonder if Brian's doing something behind the scenes to shut his internet connection off.
Are you freaking serious? You should use the cell phone. I don't know, but I think my questions for Brandon are done, because every time, and all I wanted to ask him what his favorite game was since he's been there. So,
well, you can ask me the question next time, and then I'll just look at Brandon so he can answer. So you're not initiating the question to Brandon. You just initiate it to me, and I'll say,
I don't think it works on Safari. Oh, no, it doesn't work on Safari. I could have told you that. I didn't realize you were on Safari.
Google or Firefox.
Chrome or Explorer?
Chrome, Netscape, anything. I mean, nobody likes Apple. There you go. I'm going to tell you, I have to use Safari at work, and that's a pain in the ass.
Is it? I haven't had to deal with it in a while. I deal with it with my PC,
I'm not cool enough to have any Apple products.
By the way, I'm using Firefox, to be clear. I'm using Firefox, but my phone is a Apple phone, so I don't have Firefox on my phone. Just to answer John's question.
Can you download Chrome on your phone?
Can you download Chrome on your phone?
On you should be able to get an app for that, right? For iPhone, right?
On Samsung, you've got Chrome.
Oh yeah,
but that's an Android phone. It's not Apple.
Yeah, it's not Apple.
So
don't
they're
take
not
my word for it.
Samsung
I have no
yet.
idea. I don't have an Apple phone.
But see, the thing is with Apple phone, they might not be caught up to the event of being able to use Chrome yet.
It's true.
So,
I'm looking right now, just as a matter of fact.
Don't sit steady too long, Brandon. You might freeze again.
I know. Okay.
Even Graven's turned on me tonight.
No, I feel for you. I feel for you. I cringe every time it happens because I know what's happening in that head. You're like,
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. At this point, we're so close to the event. I just take everything with just ease, just with ease.
Any other items that you wanted to talk about tonight, man? about the event? Oh, I made a mistake. I asked a question. Hopefully we don't.
You asked a question. No, he's still moving. I still see movement. See, he did a half a smile there. See?
I'm just going to listen from now on.
And Georgiana Williams says, "Nice hat, Brandon."
Thanks, Georgiana. I appreciate it. I need this positive reinforcement right now.
So, Brandon, real quick, favorite game.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Don't even try.
Favorite game that you've played there at the show?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to go very slowly so that when it freezes. Favorite game I ever played? Mold-O-Matic Machine. It's not even a game. I love the fact that Free Play gets to be one of the few arcade events that gets Mold-O-Matic machines. The original Disneyland one.
Super cool.
Yeah, again, just stupid community stuff where, I don't know why we're so lucky, but we just are, and we get to have Tim Strigo come out to our event, and he's one of two operators of Mold. His is called Mold-O-Matic, but a lot of people know him as Mold-O-Rama, he comes out and he brings even some of the old. This is so cool, by the way, and I guarantee, as I tell, this is going to be the coolest story of the night that is going to definitely freeze while I'm telling it. We recently found out Tim had an original Castle Topper for the Disneyland Mold-O-Matic machine. Castle Topper was the original wooden framework that was made by Disney Imagineers that went around the Mold-O-Rama machines over at the 1964 World's Fair. And Tim actually had one of the original ones from the Small World Pavilion from the World's Fair, and it was just, like I said, a little wooden framework they did to just dress it up. It looks just like the Disneyland Sleeping Beauty Castle. So we made, Marcy, myself, and Brian have made 3 replicas that are going to go on, that are basically remakes of the original ones that Imagineers made. That we're gonna have one of them at the event, and it's a cool project. People don't know this. Probably the thing I'm most obsessed about more than anything else is the 1964 World's Fair. I'm a super World's Fair nerd, and I spent a lot of time just studying up on that event. Wasn't alive when it was around, but I just think it's the coolest thing in the world. So the fact that we got these Mold-O-Matic machines just makes me giddy.
I know that's one of Trish's. She loved that when she was there. The Mold-O-Matic.
Yeah, no, I'm super thrilled. I've gotten to go out to Tim Strigo's house, which, I should be giddy about meeting the guys from Mortal Kombat, but no, what I get giddy about, I got to go to the workshop of the guy who works on Mold-O-Matic machines, and I got to look through hundreds of old metal molds, and I got to smell that wonderful injection plastic smell, and I got to, that's the thing where I geek out. Getting to see these machines and getting to see all this stuff, that has been probably one of the most geek out moments for me. This entire project was getting to be so actively involved in Mold-O-Matic machines.
The funny thing about the Mold-O-Matic machines is my favorite thing is the smell.
Yeah.
And the
100%.
burning sensation you get when you touch it.
100%. When it first comes out, 100%.
Yep.
It's the coolest thing in the world.
Ron says, "Keep up the great work, everybody. I almost called it a night, but had to listen to the molding machine and Disney."
Sucker, we caught you.
And Mold-O-Matic Disney Retro Gaming. I wish I could make it maybe next year. It is a great event. It's always around the same time of year, Ron.
I would love it.
You would love it. It is one of those. I don't know how I missed it for so many years.
Yeah.
But all the that we know now.
The event grew. It's still growing. I think that's one of the wonderful things that you have people like Graven who shows up and is able to help us out. But the event grows at such an alarming rate that, it's really a blessing that so many people find us and then reach out and then help us, because there'd just be no way. There's no way. And I will tell you this, just looking at ticket sales for this year, our pre-ticket sales are higher than they've ever been. which, I mean, you get worried going after a pandemic and how ticket sales are going to look. But highest they've ever been. Putting together an event is very nerve-wracking. And, Graven's been a great sounding board for me this year as I've kind of been like, oh, here's a problem, here's this, I don't know what to do about this. But, like, it's really stressful. But when you see, like, ticket sales just blow through the roof, I mean, it's very, very gratifying. And I do not take a large part of the credit for this. I do a very small part of this overall community, and it's like I said before earlier, it's so organic that we can try to direct it a little bit, but it does its own thing. The whole event kind of does its own thing, and we just get to go along for the ride, which I love.
But that's just it. When you try to control it to be what you want it to be,
yep,
it'll never go right.
Yep, we've hit a number of walls that way, and trying like, oh, we want it to be this, we want it to be that. And I'll tell you what, I mean, this is you're getting some of the Brandon Speck perspective right now. But you're just to be 100% honest with you, like, I love that our event is very inclusive. Graven talked about Ashley earlier, and she comes from a much younger generation, and we've really made efforts to really build a bridge between the collectors who are bringing out the games and some of the younger kids, just as a chance. I mean, that's really what it is. We always say, people are like, man, you have a really interesting convention, and in truth, it's not a convention, it's an expo. We show off stuff. You pay to come in, and then once you come in, because that's the one thing, it's just the reality of conventions. Conventions are very, very monetized, and they have to be. They have to be. I mean, no shot against a MegaCon. But I mean, you go to MegaCon, you spend money to get into MegaCon, and then you spend money while you're in MegaCon, and that's really the large experience of it. Free play, spend money to get in here. The panels are free. The guests are free. Everything is it's a free experience. You're not putting any coins in machines. It's an expo. We're trying to educate and entertain people on the history of the arcade and pinball, and I think we've done a decent job.
Oh yeah.
But I will add this: some of the games and machines are up for sale.
Yes. Oh yeah. There's a lot of people who bring out their machines with the intention that they might find a buyer. The arcade pinball community is interesting because they do a lot of like, okay, cool, I've had this for a couple of years, now I'm going to sell it and buy a different game, which I get. I'm not knocking that at all. But Marcy and I, we have one machine, and it's behind me right now. We have one machine, and that'll stay with us forever. We're not collectors. We're not gonna. But we got one machine, and we're happy with that. But these guys, I mean, they'll get a machine for a little while, and especially pinball. Pinball. If you pick up a pinball machine, you may have it for a couple years, and then those things jump up in price. So you grab it, you invest in it, you play it, you sell it, and then you buy the next machine. So.
I don't think I would, though. I mean, I would love to have a pinball machine, but I don't think I'd ever get rid of it because I would just love having one,
Yeah. Batman 66, man, that machine. If I was going to have a pinball machine, I love Batman 66. If you ever played that one, it has a great cooperative mode where it tells you how dynamic of a duo you are. So
that's awesome.
Georgiana says, my kids have the Brer Fox mold and the dinosaur mold.
Yeah. And I have most of the dino molds at this point.
And John says, I remember when there was free play and the pinball show in Orlando.
Yeah.
John's old too, by the way. And Jason says, hi, Graven. And
hey, Jason. Brandon. So I do want to give a shout out since they both are commenting here, and I haven't dropped out of the video in quite some time. I do want to give a shout out to Jason and Georgiana Williams. We talked about you two earlier. These are the two. I did Space Ghost Live. I worked with Thomas Blasco. I worked with George Lowe. We put on a Space Ghost talk show every year on Saturday at Free Play Florida. I did it for 5 years. And then my responsibilities for Free Play have just increased to a point where I knew I wasn't able to put the amount of attention into this live talk show. So Jason and Georgiana have come in with much larger aspirations than I had for the show, And already I can tell you that this year's event, this is going to be year number 6 for Space Ghost Live. It's going to be better than any of the Space Ghost Lives that I directed, just because they have the time, the energy, and the passion to make it cool. Space Ghost, again, Thomas Blasco, he's our resident Space Ghost. George Lowe is his Ed McMahon. They will be interviewing Tim Lapatino. They will interview Master Daniel Pacina and Richard DeVizio at the same time, and Tim Kitzrow. If nothing else, if you're going to come out to the event on Saturday, make sure that at, I believe it's at 8 o'clock. Yes, 8 o'clock. You can make it to the panel room. It's our biggest event at Free Play. Do not miss the Space Ghost Live. Do not miss it.
Should be great.
Now, Ron says, I really do have to go now. Break a leg, but not your joysticks. Again, keep up the great work. Thank you,
I'm trying
Ron.
to think
Have
of
a
some.
good night.
I'm trying to think of something else Ron might like, just to keep him a little bit longer.
No, he goes because he's on.
Ask him if he likes
an author.
Ask him if he likes Voltron.
He is one of the top authorities on the Wizard of Oz. I will give you that little thing right there.
Okay.
And so, and he's, like I said, he's an author. He's a travel agent for Disney. I mean, he has a full boat. So
I like it.
Him being able to come on Thursday nights for about an hour is great. We love having him on.
I think he's got no excuse not to be a free play this year, but he better come next year. I'll almost say.
Well, he does live up in Georgia, so it's kind of a little hard for him.
Make the commute. Make the commute.
And Jason says Batman 66 is awesome. John says only commies don't like Voltron.
Yes, it's true.
And Graven, funniest thing to design this year for Free Play Florida.
That's interesting.
This sounds like a backstory.
A picture of Brandon. Oh,
He will. I'm sure at some point he'll need to get some anger out, and he'll do a picture of me.
Oh, come on.
He's already started it.
I don't think I mean, there's been some fun things to design. Funniest thing, I'm just happy. I'm actually excited that I got to design a signature sticker for Warren Davis for the White Castle thing there. We've got some stickers that are going to be coming up from there. That was fun. The Zoo Bazercise one was hilarious. I like that one too. There was actually so many. There was so many in the thought process that me and Brandon and Ashley and everybody were kind of going through. And there's so much more that I want to do, and so much more that Ashley wants to do, and other people want to do. But these are just kind of a snippet, if you see up on the screen there, of some of the ones that'll be at the show.
The Zoo.
Oh my gosh, I love that freaking White Castle one. It's so cool. So cool.
Sorry, I didn't mean to block you out, Graven.
Oh no, you're good. No, put it back up. It's cool. You guys talk about it. So that's what we're here for. Please.
It's his art. It's his art. He loves it. It's his baby.
So we'll put me in the middle. So.
No, it's cool.
But you're getting a good amount. Like, it's really split here. You're going to see Ashley's art and Graven's art. I mean, just we couldn't ask for. These are two people who really understand what the show is all about, and we're able to put that into a visual form. So we're very, very fortunate that they understand what we're doing. I mean, because that's the thing. I will say this. This is the hardest thing for Free Play Florida, and I've talked to Graven about this as well. How do you describe what this event is? It is not only a nonprofit. It's not a traditional con in the fact that we've monetized anything. I mean, it's really an expo. It's a nonprofit, which we're only one of two nonprofit arcade conventions that I know of in the country. And then people are like, man, are you making any money doing this? No, I'm spending money doing this, but I love it. And you can't really explain it to people. But so, like, to find two artists that understood, like, not only understood, but like Graven at this point, like me and him go back and forth and talk about stuff. We've developed almost a shorthand in our conversations. And I don't know if Graven feels the same way, but I'm like, hey, like, this is kind of what I'm thinking, but it's not a fully developed idea. Do you think you could develop the idea? And he'll do it. I'm like, that's way better than I conceptualized in my head. So
we know
it's yeah. I mean, we're very fortunate that there are people who exist who can grasp the ridiculousness the outrageousness, and just the fact that it is so contrary to what the convention scene is in terms of monetization and stuff like that. It's so contrary to that. It's hard to explain to people. So like when you have people like Graven and like Ashley who are like, oh, sounds interesting, I just want to be a part of it in some way. It's the only reason it works. It's the only reason it works.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
but
what was
when
exciting for me. Go ahead, continue, Trish, please.
When you love it, it's not about the money.
Right.
It's just about having a place to go to enjoy it.
Yeah. And here's the thing: like, there's a lot I get from free play personally. I mean, people talk about like full time, like having a second job and stuff like that. Free play for me is a second job. I come home, I work on free play, and then I go to bed, and then I go back to my regular job and I do that stuff, which is fine because, like, we took a trip right before the pandemic to California. And like Warren Davis, the creator of Qbert, we got to go out to dinner with him. We got to hang out and do lots of fun stuff with him. So we get to do these experiences that money can't buy just because we're invested in the community and we've given so much to this community. That, I mean, I got no complaints.
Now I'm gonna hold on one second. Well, I showed those. Now this is what I thought was cool because some of the merch that you're going to have on sale.
Yeah.
I like the free play coin.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I hate to tell you this. That one's not going to be for sale, though. That goes to our volunteers.
That's right.
Well, then why does it say official merch then, damn it?
Yeah. That's my miscommunication.
No. I didn't post that yet. That was just so you could see it, so you could be like, and technically it is merchandise that can be purchased for free from our volunteers.
Well,
Graven and Monica are getting one. So I mean, if Monica wanted to give hers to you, I suppose that'd be okay.
I'm just showing what it says at the bottom of the picture I was sent. Available at show.
You are getting prototype images. Prototype images. These are. This is like getting to see a movie before it's actually been released. There are going to be some changes before they actually get put up there. So you're welcome. You're welcome.
And then Georgiana says nostalgia explosion about the stickers. And then Free Play says you better have no complaints. And Monica says nope. John, I have to agree with John, says fake news.
Fake news.
Well, I will put this out there. If you want to support the event and you do want a token, Ashley produced a very nice token that we still have many from the pop-up event. So there will be a token available for our guests. And you can see we got our lovely mascot, Miss Citrus, on top there.
Yeah.
She's cute. She's adorable.
She is adorable.
So if you do want a token, we still have plenty of these from the pop-up year. The pop-up year from 2020 when we were going from arcade to arcade, trying to support a lot of the love. I don't know if I explained it before, but the whole idea of the pop-ups during the pandemic was when some of the restrictions lifted a little bit. Arcades got hit hard. A lot of these are barcades, and bars did not do very well during the pandemic. So what we did was we traveled out to some of these arcades, barcades, and whatnot, and did little pop-ups and supported them. So if you really want a token, we do have tokens available from the pandemic years.
What you're talking about?
Well, that's cool. Sorry.
But overall, I should just say we really try our hardest to do nice stuff for our volunteers, and that's why we did the tokens. We weren't going to do tokens this year, and you got a pin. So Miss Citrus on a pin. Can I tell you? Do you want to hear a secret about that pin? Graven, do you know the story about that pin?
I don't know yet. Let me know. I might remember.
Who do you think did the art for that pin?
I want to say, and I could. Well, it's two choices, I believe. It could be Mr. Barrett Biggers or Mr. Warren Art, but I'm not quite sure.
You are 50% correct.
Okay.
Barrett Biggers did all the color work and all the stuff, but the original artwork was done by Mr. Brandon Specht.
Brandon, okay, all right, man. I didn't know. Well,
Ooh.
let's just slow this down for a moment because this is something that doesn't get spoken about very often, and I'm gonna make it official on here. And if he wants to kick my ass, he can kick my ass. But Mr. Brandon is an amazing artist, and he doesn't like to say that at all.
I get depressed because I just don't have enough time in the day to do artwork.
I'm hard on myself about my art, and I like to say I'm not an artist in a lot of ways, but Brendan is an amazing artist, amazing with paper cut art as well. So don't let him sit back here and act like he's not a creative in that way. He's dead wrong. He's very, very, very great with that. So that's awesome. I did not know that. I didn't know that about that pen, man.
Yeah. I would love to have more time in my life for that stuff. As Graven knows, I mean, obviously, number one, free play takes a lot of time. But number two, I'm addicted to video and producing videos for my YouTube channel and all that stuff. So I am obsessive when it comes to editing videos, and I get so much joy out of editing videos. And realistically, for me, it's even more joy than I get from doing art. So artists hate it when I say that.
Now, Brian says, "Ha dang it," about the coin, and he's like, "Did you tell them about the Moldorama?" Yep.
I told him about the Moldorama. You weren't watching. You took a lunch break.
Jason says, Pinball Lounge pop-up was awesome.
Yeah.
And Jason says, I got one of those pins. Now, I got something. I got something here that Brandon loves.
What do I love? I love a lot of things.
You love some ranch dressing.
Why? Why did that have to happen? Graven, you knew about this.
I did not know.
Alfredo, I know it was you. You betrayed me, Alfredo.
Oh no!
You broke my heart.
I watch everybody giving you ranch dressing, and you're
broke my heart.
So I had to tell. I just told Trish, go give me a bottle of ranch, just so, just for you.
Did we lose him again?
I think we did.
The ranch.
No, there he is. He's back.
He's back.
I needed to take a break. I had to take my blue cheese injection. It was too much ranch.
Says, I heard we're selling Free Play Florida branded ranch.
Brilliant idea.
Actually, that's a freaking awesome idea.
Brilliant. And get us a photo shoot with Brandon holding his own bottle on the label.
Oh yeah, with his head like
with
Newman. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Did we lose him again?
It's just too much for him to comprehend.
It is the system shutting him down. Come on, Brandon. Come on back to us, man.
No, he's back. So Trish just got me. She wanted me to show you the media pass from 2019.
Oh yeah, that was designed by Warren Art, I believe, as well. That's great. Great work. That's what I'm saying. Like every year, they focus on artists that are within the community to be able to help them move this theme show each year together. And then Banksy was part of it. Banky was part of it. Vanessa, and at 1 year she's been the alum from the show as well, and Warren Art as well. Famous After Death. Amazing artists, Barrett Biggers as well. A lot of different artists have been involved in the community. If I'm missing somebody, I apologize. But every year you can see a stamp of artists and their work associated with the show in some way. And I'm just very thankful I'm even have a part of it. I've never expected to have a part of it. So it's crazy. It's great. I'm excited to see what we have next year. So
gotta get It's All Geek to me to do a VHS of Free Play Florida.
Oh, for sure. I love that. I actually commissioned Mike for a few of them for myself, and I'm excited to see them come out. But yeah, no, those are great ideas. I love it. That'd be awesome to see them do that.
Okay, let's see. Brian says, I think Brandon needs a crocheted ranch dressing sweater, a Christmas one at that.
There you go.
And then Brandon says it was all going so well. Then ranch. And then Brian's like, Free Play Florida wouldn't be what it is today without all the great artists that have been part over the years.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Without
Absolutely.
artists, we wouldn't have games.
Yep. Without artists, there's be no games.
But then
Without
too,
authors, there'd be no stories.
I mean, we talk about artists, we talk about authors, we talk about all those, but even the team and the volunteers and the people actually working, organizing it, without them, there wouldn't be an event at all either. The artist only put so much involved in that creativity, and there has to be people that also carry the torch with them by their side. So I think that's with any event, that's important. And I don't think they get enough appreciation sometimes in that way. So I think it's all part of a working team, everybody. Welcome back there,
look.
buddy.
Yeah, guess who got Chrome on his phone?
All right.
Guess who got
Now
Chrome
we
on
up
his
his nose.
phone? Yeah.
There we go. Okay, he's back.
Let's see.
And now he's gone. Oh.
And now he's
See if this
gone.
works.
Yes, there we go. Much better.
Okay, so with that, Brandon, we're gonna say goodnight. See you later. Oh, well.
Sorry, I was just taking a minute to set up.
Sideways. It's
See
okay.
sick.
We're
There we go. Chrome
Exactly.
on the phone.
All right, cool.
look at that. Now you've updated your phone to a good one.
It's so bad still.
Brandon with the unibrow rocket.
Rocket.
So bad. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
We're professionals
I
here.
think
We're 100%.
I think he has the same internet connection that we do.
Probably freaking AT&T.
100%
Don't say that, they'll cut
professional.
us
I
off.
know.
Gremlins in the
They'll be like-
machine.
No internet for you.
Now, how? Okay,
I'll tell
I'm
you
going to
what,
ask both of you
Stanford,
this. I'm going to ask both of you this, and Brandon, don't answer unless you think you're going to stay on. How many volunteers do you guys end up with your event?
That would be
I'm
a
gonna
Brandon
guess.
question.
I'm gonna guess somewhere between 100 and 200. I'm gonna guess over 100. I'm gonna say over 100 to be conservative.
Holy cow.
And how many
So,
of those
but
people do you think
our
we can?
volunteers,
Go ahead.
our volunteers volunteer a lot of hours. I should say that. So
Now, my next question is: out of those 100 to 200, how many of those do you think we can bring ranch dressing?
oh gosh, probably if they're volunteers, I brought them on 0. If they're volunteers that other people brought on,
All of
you
them.
know, if they bring ranch dressing, we're probably going to have to let them go anyways.
Oh.
And there he went.
We lose him again.
Yep.
It's the ranch.
Okay.
The ranch is going to be doing it.
Brian says, "I'm here just to taunt and chew bubble
Chew
gum,
bubble gum.
and you're all out of bubble gum, right?" And he says, "All of us are volunteers." I think I really do. I think everybody needs to bring a little, even if it's like the little package you get from like Wawa or whatever, you know, for your wings,
Mhm.
Publix, all that. Everybody just bring some ranch dressing for him.
It'll be an ongoing thing. He'll have a whole stack of ranch dressing, not know what to do with it.
Yep.
Oh, that would be. Okay, sorry. I'm jumping ahead.
Okay. Hold on. We're gonna fill the pool at the hotel with the ranch dressing for the Saturday closing ceremonies. I say we corner Brandon in the parking lot with ranch dressing super soakers.
If
with
it would
you.
work, you have to water it down a little bit.
Oh, you could do like they do with the balloons, and you just kind of leave his window open a crack and just pour ranch dressing in there till it's full
Oh, into his car?
into his car. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking just put the ranch dressing like all over the handles. So he'd have to at least touch it,
Oh,
especially out in the hot Florida sun.
and I like ranch dressing.
I do too. I like ranch and I like blue cheese. I like a little bit of both.
Ranch grenades? Poor Brandon. He's not
And
even
he's
here,
not
to,
here to
defend
defend
himself.
himself.
Oh, there's Brandon. Tell John the phone idea was an unfortunate bust. And then we got Gray saying, well, he needs more ranch in his life.
Gray,
Wow.
what's up, Gray?
I came in just as Gray shows up.
Right?
Just what I wanted was to get heckled by Brian and Gray.
Gray doesn't heckle anybody.
Gray heckles me because I heckle Gray.
You want to know how to deal with Gray? I'm going to tell you. Have a camera ready and just point it at him, and he'll disappear, and you won't see him for a while.
He's like Garth from Wayne's World. Like, look over there.
Can I tell you a secret about Gray? And this is not going to. Hopefully this doesn't offend Graven or Monica. Gray is literally Marcia Renee's, my wife's favorite artist from the event, because he's just so. He is. Graven's low key. Gray is like next level low key. That guy is like, man, nothing phases that guy.
Nope.
I mean,
he goes with the flow, man. He goes with the flow. You got to watch out for Gray, because he's, as a creative, he's coming up, and he's one of the ones hiding behind everybody, sitting there talking and saying things. And when people look at artwork and they try to make their opinions, Gray's on the come up, man. He's growing as an artist. He's growing his knowledge base, his abilities, and he keeps himself humble, and he's open to knowledge. He's open to learn, and he builds a good community of people around him because of that. And so anybody who thinks otherwise of Gray, they better watch out, because before you know it, Gray's going to come on the scene, because you can see his work progressing. Every year I've seen his work progressing, and I'm very, very happy for him. He's a hungry young kid who knows what he wants, and he's going for it. And I think that's great, and we need more of those individuals out there. So, I 100% agree, and I just want to add to that. Like, once Gray learns how to draw, he'll be phenomenal. He'll just be phenomenal. I'm sorry.
I personally have some Gray artwork that I take with me everywhere.
She does. She is a big Gray fan, and she has artwork that goes everywhere with her.
Yeah. I will say this: I don't mean to make fun of him. His paint by numbers are great, but
I heard he's bringing out a line of velvet posters.
I'm done. I'm sorry, Gray. You didn't deserve any of that. You don't deserve any of that.
Well, Gray says mutual respect, Brandon, and then he's like, Brandon's not wrong. Well,
he is a stellar guy, and I will say this: I haven't seen him since before the pandemic, so it's going to be phenomenal when I see him next, and he has to get and he decks me in the face.
I want pictures of that.
Yeah. I think you are going to have to get in line, young lady.
I am the only one who is allowed to take pictures of him, only if he cannot hear me coming.
Yeah, but no, everyone's going to want to see me lying on the floor, so you're going to have to get in line for that picture.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Let's see. We'll come back up to Jason in a second. Gray's like, thank you so much, Graven. I'm trying not to cry.
I love you, man.
He's a good guy.
And then Jason's like, Graven, question for you. Now it's time for you to freeze up, because we got a question for you. Are you going to have any posters / prints of the art you've created for Free Play Florida available?
Holy smokes.
Good question.
He did freeze up. He did freeze up. This is so gratifying for me right now.
That was awesome.
He pulled a Brandon.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Beautiful.
That was too much. I had to do that.
Next level. That was next level.
I haven't thought about that, actually. It's, if I'm creating prints, would people be interested in that? I mean, that's an idea. I mean, aside like the artwork I did for Free Play, like as far as the logo or any type of posters like that, I don't know, Brandon. I haven't thought about that. Should I do something like that? You
are more than welcome. Anything you did for us, you are more than welcome to do. Of course, we will have a very limited amount of stickers. But what we do with stickers for a lot. I mean, we do sell a small amount of sticker packs, but we'd like to hand them out at our different panels and stuff, because we're not really good at making money. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. We sell a lot of tickets, So that's good. But when it comes to like the stickers we make and stuff like that, we'd rather just give them to people for free for going to panels and stuff. So you will probably see a number of Graven stickers handed out for free at the event. But in terms of in terms of actual the designs and stuff like that, Graven, you are of course more than welcome to print anything you want and sell at the event, and we won't be offended or, in fact, to probably encourage it in a lot of ways.
Yeah, no worries. And as far as any other questions associated with that, like as far as any new art outside of free play art, as you know, me and Monica will be at the event as well. Unfortunately, I've been so inundated with my normal work as well as involved very richly in what I'm happy to do with free play that I haven't really had a lot of time to like do my own stuff, like update on my own stuff. If I can pull something off and have a new piece there, I definitely would try. With a week away, I've still got some stuff in the works that I've been trying to work on a little bit at a time. So hopefully we'll see. And of course, I'm at other shows as well. So anybody who would like to come out and see me at the other events, just keep up to date with connecting with us online. So, and
we should probably mention too that both Graven and Free Play, I think, are going to be at Maker Faire Orlando this weekend.
Yeah. Last minute, I got in last minute for that opportunity. I'm very thankful for that. I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I was also going to say both Graven and Gray will both be at Olo in February.
We will.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Brandon might show up. It all depends.
I'm not going to make any jokes about Gray. I've said enough.
Let's see. John says Olo, of course, Olo. And then Jason says, Graven, you bringing them Transformer prints, brother?
Yes, I'm bringing those. Absolutely. I haven't added any more yet, like I desperately want to, but I still have my other ones that I have out, so for sure. And then as far as Gray and me being together at Olo, me and Gray actually worked on a piece together a while back that I was really fortunate enough to. He'll be here all week, folks. The line forms to the left. All signatures can start there. We only have a small window of time for signings by Steve today.
It only costs $0.25.
One token.
One token. One free play token. Monica. No, as far as the piece we did was Sunfire Age of Apocalypse. I did a black and white Inktober piece years ago. And Gray wanted to lend his colors to it. He was excited and inspired to do so, and he graciously put some awesome colors, digital colors down on it. And I'll have a print of that at the show too. So if you're at the show and you want to grab one of those, have famous Gray sign it there and take it by his booth, feel free. We work together on a lot of great things. So I'm sure more to come.
I call him the Gray Ghost.
The Gray Ghost. That's awesome.
The Gray Ghost, the best episode of Batman the Animated Series. Very good.
That.
Such a good episode.
Well, the way he disappears the minute because he can sense a camera on him. You can be like 2 aisles away and he senses that camera.
Does he?
And he disappears.
See, I did not know this, and now I'm glad that I know this.
Yeah, it's. I have some really awesome blurry pictures of Gray running away from me.
Are you trying to call him?
That's for other reasons.
Is he a convention cryptid? The elusive Gray?
Yeah, he is.
No, like I said, he's the Gray Ghost. Because you know how whenever you get the ghost pictures, he's always out of focus and you can never see? There you go.
So what we do is we do a whole thing where Gray's the Gray Ghost, and you guys were talking about how Brendan's the Bigfoot, right? So you have Brendan. We can do Brendan as a Bigfoot doing the Bigfoot walk. We can design a little icon of Brendan doing that, and then have him as the Gray Ghost in the background. I can do
so much cooler being the Gray Ghost than Bigfoot, though. Way cooler.
But everybody's on the search.
What are you talking about?
Way cooler. I'd rather be the Gray Ghost.
Yeah.
Adam West's voice. By the way, I need to grab something real quick and put it on the camera.
Yeah.
Talking about VHS before, I would be remiss not to put this on camera. The greatest Batman movie of all time on VHS.
That's awesome, man.
This one I actually just kept from when I was a kid because I think this is the greatest Batman movie of all time.
Yeah.
We love you, Kevin Conroy.
Okay.
Try
Play
the
with
liver.
Steve? Or is he playing with us like I played with you guys?
Try the liver. Oh no, am I playing with you? What was it?
Steve's frozen.
What did I miss?
There we go.
There he's
See what
back.
happens when I try the liver? Brandon infected me. And Georgina, I love to see a collaboration among artists. It's the best. And Gray says that was a good compliment, Brandon. Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, man.
Brandon gave a compliment.
It doesn't happen very often. I'm a gruff, grizzled
guys.
individual.
We are coming up on the 2-hour mark, which I haven't done a 2-hour show in a while because I've been keeping them to an hour. But
Oh,
with
okay.
you guys, I
had no idea.
For 2.
I had no
Oh,
idea.
no. Well, this way, because with StreamYard, if for let's say a guest cancels on me at the last minute, I can throw up an hour-long video, and that with anything over an hour, StreamYard won't let me put up there.
Ah,
So
gotcha.
that's why I've been going to an hour. Plus, it's an hour. I can go eat dinner and go pee after drinking all the time. Okay.
Yeah.
So
a lot of alcohol.
coming up, yeah. Since we're coming up, okay. Yes, Trish. Since we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, let everybody know how much it's going to cost for the weekend. Give the whole salesman speech real quick. And we freeze up, and even though we're not freezing, because I see in his eyes going.
What would happen if I froze up instead? Would that be fun?
Well, then I just make Raven do it.
Overall, I guess I'll say this. Overall, tickets. Oh gosh, I don't even remember how much tickets cost now. We actually haven't increased tickets since the beginning of the event, but I forget what our pre-sale tickets are versus our regular tickets. But for I think it's $30 something for a day, or you can buy tickets for the entire weekend. We have the Saturday night after party, which is a lot of fun, synthwave music, all that stuff. It's a great time.
Yeah, basically works out like the 3-day pass is $75.
Very good.
The Saturday night after party is $20 each. There's only like 9 left on that one.
Thank you, Graven.
There's a Friday pass for $35 as well. You've got a Saturday pass, which is $40, a Sunday pass, which is $35. As far as the 3-day pass for kids, it's $20, and that's 5 to 12 of age. As far as the 1-day kids pass for 5 to 12 is $10. You also have a Melee tournament that's happening right now that's free with Gamers of the Edge, right? I believe.
Yeah, totally free if you have event admission, and free play is willing to put up to $3,000 in prizes depending on how many people join the event. And we have to also thank Cybertron Games and Player One for putting into that pot as well.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we got some great sponsors, by the way. Great arcades locally. Player One. We have Galaxy Bar. We have, I'm going to forget somebody. It's going to suck. We have a Replay Museum out in Tarpon Springs. We have, Pinball Lounge, of course. And we have our buddies out in Jacksonville, Leaderboard. And gosh, I hope I didn't forget anybody. But we have a tremendous amount of local arcades that have donated a lot of time, energy, and money. Lowry Parkade. Literal arcade in Tampa that closes down the weekend of Free Play Florida, brings their machines to our event, and they literally closed their bar just to bring machines out to our event. I mean, we're just so fortunate to work with all these different groups.
That's the one that was
so
right
fortunate.
down the street from where
so
I stayed
fortunate.
in Tampa.
Yeah.
Now you guys are both going to be.
I mean, these people just get it. I mean, just awesome people.
Now, you guys are also going to be at Makers Fair this weekend promoting.
Yep. You can come out and check out Glamour Shack this weekend. I'm going to have the Glamour Shots Radio Shack combo out at the event. We're going to be testing out some of our photo opportunities out there and see how that goes. And then that'll help me kind of stage it for the actual free play event. So it's a testing ground, if you will.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to be in the dark room, the spirit building, I believe, is where you guys are going to be set up with free play.
I'm so glad that Graven looked this up because I totally did not. I was just going to show up.
And I'm going to be located in the Opportunity Building. That's titled on the map that you can sign the brochure on the Makers Fair website on that information. But yeah, we'll be all set up there. Hopefully, you guys will have a chance to come by and get to know some new information about free play. It'd be great.
And hopefully, the AC is working this time.
There you go.
Now, I got to go back up to a comment. It says, I haven't seen a lot of drinking these past 2 hours. I'm going to tell you,
Very good.
My bottle was a lot fuller.
Yeah, that was full. That was close to full when we started.
So, there's been a lot of drinking going on, at least in the middle section.
Yes.
I had to put myself in the middle because I kept wandering off. Okay.
Yeah. My fire water was what I was doing tonight. My H2O and my coffee. You know, it's pretty much what I was doing.
Yep, I had apple cider and I mixed in some cranberry Deep Eddy's vodka. I'm sorry, scratch that. I had some cranberry Deep Eddy's vodka and I mixed in a little apple cider.
Kind of like well, you saw both of these were full, and which one is empty now?
That's awesome.
Okay, let's see. We got one more new comment down there. Oh my boom shakalaka in my NBA Jam voice. Okay, and there went Brian again, or Brandon. Brian. Okay, so. After Free Play Florida, where can anybody see you, Graven?
Well, during Free Play Florida, Monica will also be representing Art of Ravenwolf at the Lake County Comic Convention on that Sunday. So not to devise Free Play or anything, but that is a convention that Monica will be at that day. She will be at Free Play Friday and Saturday as well with me. We're excited to kind of be there. It kind of got double booked, and we didn't realize it till the last minute, so we had to kind of organize a little bit. So we appreciate everybody supporting us and supporting events everywhere. And so that's there. Again, like I said, Makers Fair. In December, I will be at Winterfest by MomoCon up in Atlanta, December 18th and 19th, with Big J Toys. We'll be up there. And there may be a couple other smaller events for the holidays that we may be at as well. But right now, those are the main ones. And yeah, so that's what's going on.
So I'm going to go through since Brandon is saying good night, everyone. Thanks for having me on. Gray says good night, Brandon. See you soon. Good night, Gray Ghost.
Oh, look at how cute they are.
I know.
Da-na-na-na.
And glad to see you, Graven.
You as well, Georgiana. I can't wait to see you again soon, and I appreciate you and Jason and all the hard work you guys have done for the team. Thank you so much.
Especially since it's free hard work. You know, that's the best kind.
I know, right?
Okay, so and with that, join us next week. We're going to have on Sci-Fi Sean and Lori talking about Sci-Fi Bartow and some cool things that they got in the mix going on.
Cool.
Never know. We might stop by Makers Fair this weekend. I'm not sure. Kind of nice to actually have a weekend off from everything.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
And if we don't make Makers Fair, we will be at Free Play Florida and Lake County Comic Convention.
Yep.
Formerly known as Claremont Comic Con.
Right.
Yep.
And let's see.
And you'll see me at Olo too, so that'll be a great thing as well. I'm excited for Olo.
Olo next year, February 13th.
Mm-hmm.
Going back up here, Georgiana, glad to see you, Graven. Georgiana, I should have brought my computer to your house. Graven, have a good night, brother. See you next weekend. Good night to you too, Jason. I'm just the host. It's okay.
Yeah, Steve
fine.
got some love too.
We love Sci-Fi Barto. Oh yeah, we love it too.
Everybody loves Sci-Fi
Yeah,
Barto.
And then Brandon, good night, my dude. See you soon. So Georgiana, I plan on seeing you next Thursday at 8, and while we talk with Sean and Lori the day before they go on vacation, so they're going to be ramped up and excited and get going.
Yep.
So, but other than that, it is the slow time of year where a lot of the conventions are slowing down.
Yep.
More of the pop-up shows and like little craft shows and stuff start making a big appearance this time of year. Those are always some of our favorite stuff. So you never know where we might be. With that, anything else you want to say before we say goodnight?
No, I was going to say, I appreciate you guys having us on. Thank you, Brandon, for having me as part of the team for Free Play Florida. Everybody that works on the board at Byte Amusement, I appreciate you guys giving me and Monica the chance to be involved and allowing us the opportunity. Again, guys, thanks for checking out O.C.D, Orlando Collector Deviants. These are great people. They do a lot of hard work with the shows and putting on what they've done. They've put a lot of love and effort in everything they do. So thank you for taking the time to watch their shows, watching, Drinking with O.C.D. They're very important to the community. And I'm glad and happy to have them as family and friends. I really appreciate them. So thanks, guys, for having me on very much. Thank you.
Well, and he has to say good things because he made all our logos.
No, no.
It's just an added bonus. Okay.
I did not make any of the logos. I'm not associated with anything O.C.D. Yes, I did.
Yeah, I can't show because it's in the background.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
It's like, damn. Well, you've done every logo.
I have. I've been very fortunate with that. I appreciate you guys.
Let's see.
I found myself very much being involved with a lot of logos of the community. It's been great.
Over there in the corner. Whoa,
Yeah.
Whoa. See, look at that. So you've done all the logos. Thank you for coming on tonight.
Sure.
As you know, stick around after we're done, and we'll chat for a couple minutes. I just got to find where my outro is now.
No problem. I'll have a good night.
All right,
Thanks
guys.
again, Brandon. Take care.
See you guys later. Have a good night. See you next week.